How's it going? Today, I'm talking about how to train for Wine and Dine Half Marathon, 10K, or 2-course challenge. So, you registered for one of the Wine and Dine races. Maybe you got in because you're in Club runDisney. Maybe you got in because you got lucky on public general registration, or maybe you're going through a charity. No matter how you got in, now is the time to think about training for it. And yes, I know. It's February. It is time to start thinking about training for it. And there are a couple of things that you can do now, and I will lay out a couple of things for you to do later. But since you just registered, you should download a training plan that you like, that fits your schedule and fits the way you like to run. I am very biased and I recommend my free training plans. They are PDF versions of a training plan to follow that are on my website. You can find the link in the show notes of this podcast. Once you've downloaded your training plan, and if you're using mine, it has the dates right on there. None of this nonsense of just week 1, week 2, week 3, and then you have to do the math of counting backward. I did the math for you. Wine and Dine Half Marathon Training or the 2-course challenge starts June 15th. I know it seems like a long time away where training starts, and it also seems like that's a really long time leading up to race day to start training for a race. In my professional opinion, that's how long you need in order to run and stay motivated to run and stay injury-free. Now, I come from a physical therapy background, so that is always at the forefront of my mind of how to recover from an injury and how to prevent an injury. And then because I'm a run coach, I also want to help you stay motivated to run. I don't want you to get burnt out. I don't want you to think, oh, God, I have to run again. Oh, there's another long run. Oh, gotta set time aside. I don't want you to do that. So I have my training plans mapped out so that the chances are very low of you getting injured and the chances are very low of you getting burnt out. Download your training plan. Go look at the training plan and map it out on the calendar, specifically when you know something big is going to happen. So a couple of big things that happen are major holidays. So here in the US, that could be 4th of July. Memorial Day wouldn't come into play because that's before training starts. Training starts after Memorial Day, but Labor Day in September would be one. And then looking at the start of school, do you have a birthday, yours or a family member's or a friend's? Do you have a vacation scheduled? Look at the calendar and see what's happening over the course of training for this race, because you don't want to be just blindsided. Oh my God, school starts this week. Hectic week, can't do anything. I know I'm not getting my 7-mile run in this week. That's okay, because the training plans that I write, they accommodate for life getting lifey, meaning the time frame, like the time that you can't regularly run. You have to take time off because you're sick. You have to take time off because you have a big work project or school has started or there's a birthday or there's a vacation. My training plans accommodate for that. Every 5 to 6 weeks is a deload week. Those deload weeks can be used to give your body some rest to adjust to the training plan and also to give you a break if you miss a long run, okay? And I've talked in other episodes about how to manipulate the schedule, but right now what I just want you to look at is your schedule. Go and look at your schedule and have the training plan next to it and mark out like, oh, can't do this one because it's Susie's birthday, or can't do this one because it's the first week of school. My kid's in kindergarten. You're going to be sick. You're going to be sick. If you are sending a child to elementary school or daycare for the first time, welcome to the life of perpetual illness. It's going to happen. I don't have children. I grew up, my mom did daycare in my house, and I have friends and family members who have kids in those ages. My sister-in-law works in elementary schools, and every time school starts, she is sick for like the next month. And it's just this revolving door of now it's a cold, now it's this, now it's that. Plan for that. You're not going to be running if you're sick, and that's okay. The plan accommodates for it. Okay, so you've downloaded the training plan, you've looked at the schedule, okay, this is when school starts. So maybe you won't get sick on like day one of school starts, but that following week you might be sick, or that weekend you might be sick. I don't know what day of the week school starts for you. I don't know if it's Monday, I don't know if it's Wednesday. Just plan that those first couple of days or weeks, it's not going to be fun. Now, you can't take the whole month off from running, but you can adjust the schedule, but you have to know the schedule first. So look at the calendar, compare dates, write on the training plan. Okay, school starts here. Susie's birthday's here. We're going on vacation here. Big work project here. End of the quarter at my company is always a big kerfuffle. Mark it out, okay? Next, what you want to do is look at that training plan and see how many days a week you're going to be running. If you're following my training plans, I have it mapped out Monday through Sunday, and I have the long runs on the weekends. Maybe the long runs on weekends don't work for you. That's fine. Move the schedule around, shift it around. I do recommend having 2 rest days most weeks, and then you're going to use cross training, speed workouts, and long runs. And that's how you set up your cardio schedule. So cardiovascular schedule, meaning that's running, that's cross training, paced walking, riding a bike, elliptical, speed workouts. Those are the things that are getting your heart rate up and you breathing faster to train your heart and your lungs, to give your body oxygen and train it up so that you have stamina and endurance to go the distance and recover faster. So I don't recommend running 5, 6, 7 days a week. For Wine and Dine Half Marathon, I recommend running 3 days a week. That is 1 long run and 2 shorter speed workouts. If you're running the 2-course challenge, I recommend every other week or so, maybe more often, you're doing 2 long runs and 2 speed workouts. So that may mean only 1 cross-training activity. But you can add another cross-training workout every other week in place of that first long run if you're doing the 2-course challenge. That's especially for somebody who has a history of injury, is new to doing a challenge, is new to running 4 days a week. You don't need to run 4 days a week. You can flip-flop that and do cross-training every other week. And honestly, as I'm saying this, I don't have the training plan in front of me. I have flip-flopped in the past between doing back-to-back runs every week and back-to-back runs every other week for the 2-course challenge. Honestly, can't remember what I did for 2026. Or at the time of recording this, maybe next year it has changed a little bit. So look at that training plan. And know that if you're doing a 2-course challenge, you don't have to do 2 long runs every single week. Also, plan out that you're going to do strength exercises, stretching and mobility movements, and some kind of recovery technique multiple times a week. So strength training, I recommend up to 3 times a week. If you're new to strength training, we don't change too many variables all at once. So maybe start with 1 strength training workout a week and build yourself up. If you're a seasoned strength training person, maybe you're actually new to running, but you're seasoned with strength exercises, then you can keep going in however much you typically do. And then stretching, I recommend stretching after every workout. So whether that be a strength workout, a cross-training workout, or a running workout, I recommend stretching. The longer you're out there, the longer you're doing the thing, or the harder it is, like if you're lifting really heavy or you have a really intense running workout, I recommend that the amount of time you spend stretching matches that. So it may be longer amount of stretching for a harder or longer workout. And then a recovery technique. So I recommend temperature-based and I recommend massage-based. So temperature-based is something like ice packs, hot Epsom salt bath, ice bath, if that's your thing. I don't like ice. I have cold urticaria, which means I break out in hives when I use cold products. So hot Epsom salt baths for me. Olaf likes warm hugs. Dr. Ali likes warm baths. Hot Epsom salt bath. massage-based technique. That could be foam rolling, that could be a massage gun, or it could be a professional massage. Foam rolling and massage gun work really well to maintain what the massage therapist has helped you achieve. The knots that they've gotten out, the soreness that they've gotten out. The foam rolling and the massage gun are really good at helping to maintain that. They're not great at initially getting rid of those things. So I do recommend getting a professional massage every once in a while and then maintaining with the foam rolling and the massage gun. Then we're going to look at things like fueling and hydration. Think about what you plan to fuel with. Fuel for runners is carbohydrates before and during the run, protein after a run. So start thinking about things that you're going to dabble with. Are you going to use goo or gel? Are you going to use candy like Nerds gummy clusters, Swedish fish, Fig Newtons? Start thinking about what you like to eat and what you are willing to eat or drink. Gatorade, Powerade, Scratch, Liquid IV, Drip Drop, Tailwind. Those are just to name a few. There's no right or wrong. It's what you like. I personally save certain things for running. So Nerds gummy clusters, I love candy, but Nerds gummy clusters off limits unless I'm running. Liquid IV and Scratch, strawberry lemonade flavor, off limits unless I'm running. So then I don't get sick of it because I'm only using it maybe 3 days a week. And I don't necessarily need to fuel with Nerds gummy clusters on my speed workouts. I may just have a snack before the workout. So then Nerds gummy clusters are just on my long runs. I do fuel with a Liquid IV and or Scratch during all of my cardio. I am somebody who has battled low blood pressure, and so I need to keep sodium and electrolytes up. I actually shouldn't be drinking, per my cardiologist recommendations, I actually should never drink just plain water, with the exception of when I first wake up in the morning. The rest of the day, I'm supposed to have something with sodium in it, something with electrolytes in it. My recommendation, based on what my physician has told me, you may be different. So you may just be using plain water on your speed workouts because they're 45 minutes long and you don't need the electrolytes yet. I don't know. That's up to you. So fueling and hydration, start thinking about how many miles do your shoes have on them? Do you need new shoes? Pay attention to when your shoe brand has sales. I know Brooks will have sales and I'll buy 2 pairs of the kind of shoe I like, or I know I can buy the shoe I like from other places like Nordstrom or Dick's Sporting Goods, places like that. Pay attention to the different places for the shoes that you like to buy them when they go on sale. You have plenty of time. There's no need to wait until the last minute. Now, shoes do degrade over time even if you don't use them, but not this minimal amount of time. It will take years for that to happen. So you could buy them now in February, keep them in a climate-controlled area because too hot or too cold is going to mess with the different types of material that make up shoes. But buy them now if they're on sale, or buy them in March if they're on sale. Buy them whenever they're on sale because we go through a lot of shoes. There's no need to be paying full price for them. Okay, so you're starting to think about these things now. And if you are doing any of these races, half marathon, 10K, 2-course challenge, my training plans start you at a 5K. If you can't or haven't run a 5K within the past month and done it without pain, you need to start 0 to 5K. And now's the time to do it. Because then what you can do is you can train up appropriately. So again, you don't get burnt out and you don't get injured. So then you're ready for a 5K distance at the start of training in June. Because a 0 to 5K training plan should take you 3 to 4 months. I'll say it again. A 0 to 5K training plan, if it's done properly so that you don't get burnt out and you don't get injured, it should take you 3 to 4 months. So now's the time to start doing that because we have February, March, April, May, and then part of June. You don't want to get to June 15th having taken time off or having never run up to a 5K distance before and start at a 5K. A 5K is the shortest of the long distances. It's no joke. Respect the distance. Start at 0 and work your way up. My 0 to 5K training plan literally starts you at around 0.68 or 0.75, between those two. It starts low for a reason. So when we're looking at training for these races, there's almost never too early a time to start thinking about it because there's always something to do. If you've followed my podcast for any length of time, you've heard me talk about the 5 phases of a successful running journey. We have the training phase where you're actively training for your race, taper phase, which is the 2 to 3 weeks leading up to your race, which is the week leading up to your race. So there's overlap between taper and race. Then we have rest and recovery phase, which is the 2 to 3 weeks after a race. And then we have the build phase. The build phase is where you build stamina, build endurance, build strength, build speed before you officially start on training for your specific race. So if you are not doing any other Run Disney races this year, so you're not doing Princess 2026, you're not doing Springtime Surprise 2026, you're in the build phase. This is the perfect time to work on something else before you officially start training for Wine and Dine, especially if you want to be faster next year. If you want to be faster for Wine and Dine this year than you were last year, now's the time to work on that speed. So you can be looking at your schedule, looking at everything for when Wine and Dine training officially starts, but look at what you can do now. And if you're not training for any other races, you're in the build phase, this is the ideal time if you want to get faster to get faster. This is the ideal time that if you want to get stronger, to get stronger, because you can work on those things without having to increase your running mileage. Because when you increase multiple things at a time, that's when you're more likely to get injured and you're more likely to get burnt out and not be motivated to keep running. Because everything's changing. Our bodies don't like change. Our minds don't like change. We want to just not have to think about anything. So if we have to think about, okay, what am I doing for my strength workout today? What am I doing for my speed workout today? How am I going to get faster in the next couple of months? And I have to think about, my long run. How long is my long run going to take me? How far am I going? Where am I going to do that? Am I going to do that outside? Am I going to do it on the treadmill? What am I going to fuel with? What am I going to hydrate with? What should I wear? Oh, my sports bra isn't clean. Oh, my shoes need to be replaced because the mileage is so high on them. All of those things are added stressors. And I probably stressed you out by talking about them just now. But if we take those questions about the long run out, now we basically have, what am I doing for a strength workout? And or what am I doing for a speed workout? And speed workout, it's right there on the training plan already. Just start doing those. 30-20-10, progression, tempo, hill workouts. Just start working on those. Go back and listen to some other podcast episodes that I have about those speed workouts to tell you how to do them. You can start working on that now. Please take what you've learned in this episode and use it to adjust your strategy for your Run Disney race training. It's not about doing more. It's about doing the right things in the right balance so you can finish strong, not broken. And if you want personalized guidance specific to your race, your injury history, your running background, and your goals, that's exactly what we do inside Stronger, Faster, Finisher. You'll get step-by-step instructions and a proven system to help you train smarter from start to finish. Join the waitlist today to be the first to know when it opens next. That's all for now. Talk to you soon.